Hey, we are live on the Big Men on Campus. I am Big Man Turner Gaw.
I'm medium-sized Drew.
And this is the Big Men on Campus. Now, people have been talking about Turner Drew. What are they up to? What is this super secret project we've been hearing about?
Oh, many things.
There have been many things said, all of them good, all of them exceptional. We are here tonight with our new podcast, The Big Men on Campus, and to say that we are excited would be an understatement. We are thrilled.
I'm livid.
You're livid.
That's a good thing.
Oh, okay. So we're all livid in a good way here. Our producer's telling us to go ahead and go with the show, so we'll go ahead and get started. We're just going to talk about the issues, you know?
Our issues.
Our issues. The people's issues. We represent the people in a lot of ways. So, I guess, let's get started.
So I brought us a lot of really good issues today. I think today we're talking fast cars, big bugs, and multivariate calculus. So what would you like to start off with?
Let's talk about fast cars. Are those my only options?
For now, yeah.
Okay, fast cars.
Alright, so not necessarily related to fast cars, but it involves a fast car. So today in my building, it was brought to my attention that this like goon lord. He drives a Tesla, the Model T, has a big TV in his car. He's like, oh, look at me playing Mario Kart while I'm driving. Yeah, really funny.
Wait, is that legal?
I think the car has to be parked before and after. I saw an ad where you can play Cuphead in the Tesla when it's parked. Feels very unnecessary.
Okay, I'm gonna play Cuphead and I'm gonna go drive my speedy car. I'm gonna run into someone if I'm playing Cuphead.
The car has to be parked or charging to play Cuphead.
No, I mean Cuphead of all games. I'm gonna hit someone when I'm done with that. Like, oh my god. Like, some of those bosses, like the clown. I hate the clown.
You're really playing Elon Musk, man. He loves Cuphead. He has a Cuphead.
He does. Yeah.
But totally not playing Cuphead in the story. The guy, he's driving his Tesla, and then he's parking in the handicap spot in my apartment complex, and it's just like it was like a political cartoon.
Like that's like the villain from a Nickelodeon kids movie, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna park in the handicap car spot, you know, because I deserve it. It's like what is that movie? Shark Boy and Lava Girl, the guy who steals his dream journal. That's who that guy grew up to be.
Dreams.
If you haven't seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl, must watch just that one scene.
Taylor Lautner is to die for. In Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
If you thought he was good in Twilight, you were wrong. But he's good in this.
Okay, so the Tesla guy is in the handicap spot, and it's brought to my attention by this guy. He joins our group chat, and he names himself Unhappy Resident. Like, oh, I'm pissed off, and big businessman is parking his Tesla in the handicap spot. But then I even see this while I'm driving in here, and so you've pretty much already told me that you think this is an abomination. This is a child's villain role.
This is like stereotypical bad guy behavior.
But they're just playing up this whole thing where it's like, oh, the big boss man who runs the apartment complex. He is evil. He parks his big car in the poor man's spot. And then Sean tells me that the Tesla has a handicap marker.
Wait, what?
Like, okay. Crisis averted. Unhappy Resident was really just being a dick.
Wait. So they're just mad at a poor, not a poor person, a disabled person having a nice car?
I guess so.
I don't get what the issue is.
I think they just assumed, you know what that does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 2019, you can't be making assumptions.
Yeah, but that was I feel like that was a pretty, simple issue. Everybody can get on the side of not parking in the handicap spot, but I felt like the story was worth telling because it was kind of a twist there. But that was our fast cars segment. Tesla Roadster, you can play Cuphead, you cannot park in handicap spots. It really does everything at this point.
I mean, is it one of those cars they launched in space? Is that what they did?
That's one of the cars they're gonna drive on the space bridge that Elon Musk is building.
Oh yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's like, or Elon, he's got like the supports in space, and the bridge is in space, and it doesn't really connect anything but the Earth. It just drives in space.
So it's like a bridge that has no other point, but just space.
It's kind of like the runway of space
Oh,
for Teslas alone.
That makes sense. We learned about excludability in economics today, and I think one of the great things about being wealthy and being a Tesla owner is that you can exclude other people from using your space bridge.
You really reeled in that concept on what we were talking about. So that was mostly all I had to say about cars. Did you have anything to add?
How much do those Teslas cost? Like
I'm thinking at least in the $100 range, maybe more.
$100?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's at least like 2 months' pay for me. I don't know about you.
I drive a hot air balloon to school, so I don't really know what driving people do, but
What kind of speed you get on that? Like I know it's 80 days around the world. Like do you have a mile per hour conversion for that?
no, it just goes straight up and straight down.
It doesn't go like.
I have to get out and walk after it goes up and down.
So what's the advantage of this?
The vantage point on my walk to school.
So you're like scouting out like, oh, traffic over there. Better not walk over there.
Exactly.
Okay.
It helps to see the entire campus before actually going there.
Mm.
Well, do you have anything else to say about fast cars?
Love them, but that's all I got.
All right, I think this is a good point where we can like really introduce ourselves, because nobody probably knows who we are. We're just
I've got
size
connections.
men on campus.
They know our size. What else do they need to know?
Turner, why don't you give me your major and your aspirations and any assets that you're particularly proud of?
All right. My name's Turner. My major is psychology, but I like to think my major is living in the moment also. I minor in neuroscience and business administration, I think. Yeah, that seems right. My aspirations, I'd like to see a society that lives inside like a big whale.
Okay.
Like it's like, you know that Yu-Gi-Oh card? It's like Island Turtle.
I was thinking of like Jonah and the whale.
No. It's like it's like a whale that's got like the top of it's like hollowed out like glass. And there are like skyscrapers inside
this
the
is
whale.
like Ocean Torterra.
Yes. I think that would be really cool. Personally, I'd like to own a Tesla and park in a handicap space.
That sounds cool. That sounds unwise.
I mean, it could piss a GroupMe guy off, but if you're making a GroupMe and you're not using your real name, you're like playing a character in a GroupMe. I don't care about pissing you off. You're the scum of the earth. I hope you're listening, unhappy resident. What was the other thing you asked about?
Any assets that you're particularly proud of?
My 401k, love that thing. I play with it every weekend. Oil, that's a good asset. I don't have any, but I'd like to. That's another aspiration. My whale would be full of oil. Yeah, that's all I got.
Alright, now do one for me.
This is Drew. His major is...
No, ask me the question.
No, I'm going to do it for you.
I don't want you to.
Okay. Why don't we just start with your name?
Oh, I'm Drew.
Your most used alibi.
I put my phone in a different room.
Not like your excuse, like your nickname.
Oh.
Alias. I meant alias. That's on me.
I definitely answered alibi. When I was in high school, this guy, he was like he was the big man on campus when we were in high school.
Oh yeah.
And he was going around and he'd do this thing where he like clapped when he laughed and he was like.
We'll call this guy Pedro.
I think that's an excellent name for him, but Pedro as he was colloquially referred to as.
His alias.
He would like call me Iceman sometimes.
Hmm.
I didn't really get why. I never asked why because it was a cool name, like pun, no pun intended. It was a good name, but I never really got why. So I would say that I was called Iceman pretty often. There's also this girl that would call me Droopy, which I'm like kind of lukewarm on. I have mixed feelings about. But personally, if everybody would call me like Arthas, the Lich King, that'd be really nice. I think that could work out really well for me.
Okay, but those are like. Are you more Arthas or are you more Lich King?
You know, some days I'm in an Arthas mood. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try being good. But then on other days I'm just like, fuck all this. You're all gonna be acolytes of pain. It's Lich King time.
You're all gonna be acolytes of pain today.
Acolytes of my pain.
I can't wait until we're out in the working world and you have any position of power.
Dude, I already do.
Oh, are we going?
Oh, that's a good point to make.
What is your position of power? What power do you wield in your daily life?
All right, so I moonlight right now as a teaching assistant for some chem classes. You know, fun stuff.
Hmm.
I go in there. I shout nonsense. I'm just like, hey guys, chemicals, and they learn things sometimes. You know, I try my best, but most of the time it's just me writing on a whiteboard, yelling things.
What is the thing you yelled the loudest in that class? You would say, like, what is your favorite thing to yell? Maybe.
My favorite thing.
What are your most
loudest
noteworthy
thing?
yells? Noteworthy.
Well, I kind of raised my voice the other day and I was like, guys, shush. We're taking a quiz. You know, I think that was the most serious I'd ever gotten. And then I was like, dude, goggles. You gotta wear your goggles in the lab. I was a little serious about that, but usually I'm like, I yell the most often. I like to. I was like, wow, awesome. Good job. You got it. Kind of thing. You know, like, because everybody's like, oh, I don't understand what's going on. But I was like, no, you do. Everything makes sense now. You just have to believe that it does. Which only works about like 25% of the time. But I like to tell people that.
Do you think it would work more often if you believed that it worked more often? Like if you said you believed like say 70%, do you think it'd at least get to like 50%?
Dude, I'm confused by the question. I think we should move on.
Anyway, so I guess you asked me about my greatest aspiration, so I'll ask you, if you were the dictator of the entire world, you had supreme power, what is your most malevolent law you would make and most benevolent?
Oh, benevolent law is that I think everybody, I don't know, if I was in just like absolute power.
Supreme power.
Like.
You have the ultimate say in all of Earth's resources and people.
Like, I want everybody to be happy and everyone to have like a really good time, but I'm like on the fence about equally distributing the wealth. I feel like there would be a lot of paperwork on my end to deal with if everybody had the same amount of money. So I don't know, because that could also be like pretty malevolent. I guess like I would make it so everybody just these are all like very malevolent things. Like if I was gonna say like everybody has to be nice to each other, that's pretty mean. Like, dude, be nice. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, it's like the guy who just murdered your mom. You have to be nice to him.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna kill him.
All right, I think that covers that.
No.
Oh, okay.
I would give everyone FDIs.
FDIs?
Foreign direct investments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I'm
and
wealthy.
Then malevolently, if anybody ever pissed me off, I wouldn't get them. I would unleash the hounds on them. Like I would like have like, and they wouldn't be dogs. It would be like 100 or so people that are like my followers, and some random goon has the audacity to piss me off, and
the acolytes of pain.
The acolytes of pain would swarm him.
Okay. All right. I think that's all I got for you.
Okay.
Would you like another question?
No. I feel like I'm pretty well introduced with that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's relevant at this point to mention that I am a chemistry major and teach chemistry on this campus.
I thought I said that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Chemicals.
Chemicals were flying today, in fact. Alright, more on chemicals later though, however.
Yeah. A lot to say about chemicals.
Alright, so now we have big bugs and multivariate calculus.
Let's go calculus. I feel like calculus is a good middle one. For some reason.
Alright, so this is actually a bogus topic. I didn't really want to talk about it. It was just a way to get you to talk about chemicals. So today in my chemical class, you know how those chemicals are.
Ugh. You hate them, you love them. Love, hate. I think there's this concept I've been coming up with. It's a love-hate relationship. And I think that's really proprietary on my part. It's like you love to hate it, but you hate to love it, you know? It's like bittersweet chocolate.
Oh, did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's like Michael Scott once said in The Office, you know, when I was 5 years old, I came up with a unicorn. I couldn't even talk yet, and I imagined that. That's kind of the way I am. But go on, chemicals.
Yeah, I got really upset today about it. I was in there, and we were gonna make something that was super cool. It was gonna be this form of copper that, if you heated it, it would change colors. It just didn't work. And that made me really unhappy.
Yeah.
We never got our powder, and everybody else did. And I tried really hard. I sat there and I watched it just do nothing for hours.
That sucks. That's the thing about chem labs. It's like something so little can go wrong, and the whole thing is screwed up, and it's so I'm not a chemistry major, but I've been in labs where everything goes wrong, and it's great. Now I have this dirty powder sitting in front of me, and everyone else has this cool color changing liquid.
Yeah, and it also didn't help when I poured hydrogen peroxide on my lab instructor, but
You did what?
I didn't feel like that really contributed to anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was my chemical story. Why don't you share a chemical story with the class now?
Well, I love throwing chemicals on people. I had a whole day for it.
Throwing chemicals on Eli Day.
Yeah, we'll just call this character Eli, so as not to use his real name.
I don't even know an Eli.
Yeah, there's only one Eli. Shout out to Eli. I also have a cousin named Eli, but that's a different Eli. Yeah, so we would go to lab, and I'd always go up to my TA and be like, hey, is it that day yet? He'd be like, what are you talking about? He's like, is it throw chemicals on Eli Day? He'd say, Turner, that's not following the correct lab procedures. That's horseplay in the lab. There's no horseplay in the lab. And I'd say, well, you kind of promised me throw chemicals on Eli Day, so where is it? And he'd say, Turner, I never promised that. What are you doing here? And I said, I'm trying to throw chemicals on Eli. So
That was my favorite day.
that was one of the best days of my life, I'd say.
I always wished it would come. You hyped it up so much. Oh, but
You know, it's the man keeping me down. I think the man keeps us all down our own ways, and that's the way it keeps me down. Or kept me down. I rose above.
I don't think the man keeps me down in any way.
Well, then the man's keeping you down by not even letting you think that.
Oh, speaking of which, I realize is I do hate the man, but he's not keeping me down. I feel like I'm like a privileged rebel or something. It's I hate all this shit, but I have a pretty good life. I'm just throwing a tantrum in some aspects, but also these are real injustices. I was so over the summer, I had the wonderful opportunity to work at the Parks Department. An amazing job, had a great time, and I was just sitting there, like, I was on my phone at one point just reading about stuff, and at the time all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff was going on. I was like, wow, government corruption, running rampant. And I texted you, I texted all my friends, and I was like, wow, guys, I hate the government. And then my friend Pierce, he was like, Drew, you gotta consider things for a moment. And I was like, oh no. I miscalculated. I worked for the government all along. That's how the man's getting me down, but I kind of let the man in on that one.
You know, like, I've, as you know, as I mentioned earlier, if you were listening, viewers, that I was a psychology major, so I've had some experience in, like, foster care places and substance abuse places.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it's really hard to, like it really, like, gives you perspective, like, because, you know, almost everyone in there has some terrible story about how they wound up there. In either of those places, really. A lot of trauma and stuff. It is that thing where it's like, you know, the grass is always greener, but the grass is always, like, deader. The opposite of green. Like, I guess it's just, like, perspective. It's like, everyone has their own problems. You just gotta, like, I guess, like, not try to compare your own problems to other people. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I understand. I try to keep my stuff relative. I really was hoping to hop in there with some non sequitur, and then you got all serious about things.
Okay.
I was gonna say some wildly stupid shit, and then you started talking about people having issues. I was like, uh-oh, I dodged a bullet on that one.
Okay. We can talk about.
Big bugs?
Yeah, big bugs. What is the... If there's one thing I know, it's that big bugs are always in the news. So tell me what are big bugs in the news about this time?
I don't know. I just kind of like them. Like, I know we've been, like, joking about bugs and stuff, but Heracross is awesome. Heracross is so cool.
Okay, so a Pokemon. I thought you were talking about, like, horned beetles.
I mean, have you seen any stuff in the news about bugs? Any bug things you'd like to mention?
I don't really like bugs. Like,
wow, I'm shocked with you.
I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna catch a lot of heat on Twitter. I know all of our adoring fans are gonna.
Trying to eat bugs.
I didn't say I hate bugs. I didn't say I hate all bugs. I just said I'm not generally a fan of bugs. And I think that's a fair thing to say. Like, they just, like, small creatures kind of weird me out sometimes.
I'm a big fan of fictional bugs.
Oh, fictional bugs are fine. I mean, I'm trying to think.
It harkens back to my childhood when me and my sister, we'd go to the Animal Crossing island at night, hang out with Reggie, catch all the rare bugs, the exotic bugs, and I would just think to myself, like, I'm an accomplished man. I have assets. I have a home. I have wealth. I have oil trades in Saudi Arabia. It's all coming together in Animal Crossing. And Ellen's like, wait, what was that last part? And I was like, who? Don't worry about it, Ellen.
We'll refer to Drew's sister as Ellen, so as not to disclose her real name. Anyway, like, I see, even in that game, I always caught fish. Fish for my thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I always felt like they were harder, though. And they were so hard. And they didn't sell for anything.
I'm a man of great skill. I'm putting them in the museum. I'm contributing to society.
Of course. Obviously, everybody does that. Everybody puts one in the museum.
No, I put all of them in.
No, you can't after you put in one.
I do. I have enough sway.
Oh, so they let you display multiple of the same species?
I mean, it's like, yeah, like if you were an alien and you saw a picture of one human, that's not enough.
Oh, so
you need to see many humans. You need to see homunculus.
So you went in the museum and you paid off Blathers with Hooters gift cards, and you're like, allow me to put in some additional bugs in here so that I don't have to sell them to Reese and the llama person.
No, I did not do it with bugs. I was not catching bugs. I was trying to invent raid in Animal Crossing. Like, I was trying to kill the bugs. I was not about catching bugs. It's like something just hopping all over the place. Like, No.
That's why you catch them. You control the population. There's poisonous spiders and scorpions running around, and you have to contain them.
Look, I if there was a bug problem, I'd get out my rifle. Honestly, I'd shoot the bugs. That's why I was trying to get Ray. Like, if like Phoebe came up to me and like with a swollen head is like, I got bit by a spider and now I have 3 days to live. I'd take notice, but that never happened.
So Phoebe being one of your citizens, I presume.
No, Phoebe from Friends.
That's what I thought. Okay, you know, like some most of the bugs are obviously harmless. Like there's like housefly, like dirt fly.
Dirt fly?
I don't know flies. Butterfly.
Horsefly.
Butterfly's good.
Butterflies are nice.
Those all you just hit them with the net. It's an easy business. But at night, the scorpion and the spider comes out. And those are two of the rarest bugs in the game. And if you miss the net on them, they run up to you, they bite you and kill you, and you get knocked out and wake up the next morning. That's why you have to catch those bugs.
I see. I never saw them. They knew to keep their distance, and I knew to keep mine. I think that's the thing that Animal Crossing is trying to teach you: respect. Respect for nature. It's like Bear Grylls, you know, like going out into the forest and like fighting a bear. It's all about respect.
That's not respectful at all.
Well,
he's gonna kill a bear.
Let's agree to disagree.
I don't like that you said that.
I know.
But it's like it really still blurs the lines. That you're living in this like modern house and modern town with normal creatures. They're like wearing clothes and stuff, and Phoebe walks up to you and it's like, "Hey, Chowder, I just got a new shoe, and I just really wanted to show you." And you're like, "Cool, dude."
Okay, you call them normal. Let's analyze that behavior for a little bit. So,
what's wrong with them?
This humanoid creature with the head of like a parrot walks up to you and says, "Hey."
Just these mishmashes of random animals attached to other animals.
This ungodly abomination walks up to you and says, "Hey, you're my neighbor. Let's say just your neighbor does this. I got a new shoe and I wanted to show you." Like, it'd be nice if someone like said, "Hey, nice shoes," but I'm not gonna say, "I got new shoes. You need to appreciate them. Look at my new shoe right now. I knew you'd love to see them." That's unnatural. I think the bugs are not meant to be caught. I think you're supposed to kill off the other residents.
Well, the residents are so nice though. They sometimes okay. Sometimes though, this is kind of weird, but I can't deny them. They're just like, "Oh, hey, Bubby, I just got a second shirt. I'd like to give it to you." And I'm like, "Oh, for sure."
We both live in apartments near a college campus. Like, what if your neighbor knocked on your door and said, "Hey, extra shirt, you in?" Like, I'd think, what's wrong with this shirt? Why are they not just throwing it away? Why are they giving it to me? Why did they buy two of the same shirt? How did they end up with that?
This is because of human skepticism. The animals, they cannot have malintent. They get an extra shirt. They don't need an extra shirt. They hand it to their friend. You were their friend. You befriended them. Times are good.
That just makes me think the animals are stupid. It's like, oh, I accidentally bought the identical shirt twice. Oops.
Okay, but like...
It's like, man, I love this shirt. Where have I seen it before? I don't know. I'm going to buy it.
They're wearing this shirt.
They're like, man, I love this shirt.
How do they even... Okay, a good point about, like, the animal heads. Like, how do they even put the shirts on? Like, if you have the giant head of a parrot, how are you going to put a
maybe it's
shirt on?
Like Velcro on the side. Like, they like a life jacket. Like, they strap themselves in.
I'm a human, and I don't think that's fashionable. I don't want your shitty shirts. All right, I'm 180 on this topic. I don't want the animal clothes.
Like, what if I get like bird flu? I think this is like a good research topic for like zoonoses, like the spread of diseases from animals to humans.
Oh, in the Animal Crossing cities because they have a really diverse gene pool.
Okay, but if we're gonna talk about like scorpion poisons, do you not think they have zoonoses?
There's poisonous bugs running around, animals wearing human clothes, and bird flu being passed.
This is about respect, and I think the fear of God.
Okay. All right, follow up on that point.
I don't have to.
All right, I think he's drawn his line on the sand on this one. I think think there's an Ivysaur in the
damn.
studio with us again. Alright, we're gonna have to get rid of the Ivysaur. We're gonna have to cut to Sean. Sean, let's hear what you got.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I'm here to talk to you about running. Running is something that I do on a regular basis, at least every other day, and it's a great way to get your legs moving. Spending a lot of time sitting down at school and stuff. That's kind of boring, so it's nice to get out into the fresh air or not so fresh air and just take your mind off of whatever's been stressing you. Running's even better on those weeks where you're really stressed because you need a break, but you just don't know it. And even when you feel like you got a lot of work, just go run. Sometimes you can find some cool bugs out there. So look for those too, and let me know if you find any cool. Alright, that's that.
Oh, thank you, Sean, for those encouraging words, and thank you, Gretchen, for getting rid of that Ivysaur.
Yeah, if you don't know Gretchen, she's great at getting rid of Ivysaurs, other Pokemon. Seek out anyone named Gretchen and insist they do it for you.
Okay, so we're back with the issues. Issues of today. So Turner here, he's a fighter these days.
I've been known to fight.
He has a fighting spirit in him. Recently took a Mortal Kombat class, I believe.
Mortal Kombat, I've been taking it for 10 years now, so this is Mortal Kombat 11. I've also taken a judo class, just one semester of that. So I'd like to think I could kill any man.
Really?
Or beast.
Or beast. You think you could kill my cat?
As long as we were like in an open plain setting and not like in a jungle gym.
I would scream and cry if you killed my cat. That was just a trick.
Well, you better not put me and your cat in an open plain.
We only hang out in jungle gyms, actually. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Mortal Kombat.
I guess I won't be there.
But what have you learned so far? You can name the top 3 lessons you've learned over judo, Mortal Kombat 11, the series, and your modern combat techniques class.
Well, have you ever been to a dance club?
I've been to Studio X.
Oh, Studio X. Long-time sponsor of the show, by the way.
We love Studio X around these parts.
Studio X is the preferred place for a business casual night out. Great place for a meeting.
Oh my gosh.
What was I saying? Have you ever been to a dance club? So you've been to Studio X numerous times.
Hundreds of times. Business casual dress. Martinis.
So remember, try to harken back. I know this is gonna be a long time. Like to the first few times you went to there, it's like you're kind of nervous. You just gotta go out there and bust a move, and that's what combat's all about. It's about going out there, busting a move, being yourself.
Oh, okay. Just like Bubble Bobble.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just about not tensing up, being loose like a goose. That's all it is, really. That's the number one thing.
Well, I'm loose because I rub brake fluid all over myself before bed. But tell me, have you killed anyone in your class?
I can't. NDA.
NDA? What do you mean?
For an upcoming project.
Oh, Turner has another project in the works where he kills people.
May or may not. My technical director is only talking about that.
Well, who do you fight? Like, do you win? Are you good?
Bad guys.
Bad guys? Tell me about that.
Okay, do you know the Justice League?
I know of them.
It's not like that.
Oh.
So, we spar. We did different sorts of drills where we fought each other in judo. And in judo, I could always tell who I could beat based on if I was bigger than them.
That doesn't feel fair.
No, it's not. And I could always tell who I was going to lose to based on if they were bigger than me. So,
They say it's all in the wrists.
but there were a couple of guys actually who were like super fit who could beat me in judo. That were like smaller than me, but I am the big man on campus, so few and far between for sure. In Mortal Kombat though, we haven't really gotten into sparring yet. We're just mostly learning the combos right now.
Oh, okay.
It's the A jump, A jump, A jump mostly right now.
I've heard tales of the A jump combo ongoing.
Some say Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee once had a fight, and it's rumored that Bruce Lee is still A jump comboing today. And that Chuck Norris is doing that like block move, like you block it with your forearms like in a cross.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really terrifying stuff. Really
Shocking stuff, Turner.
shocking.
Okay.
Um,
So you just
that's the second thing I've learned.
fight people, jump up and down,
Yeah.
talk about great fighters like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris.
Welvin.
Then
Welvin the Great
with his teeth shooting attack.
with his beaver bite.
He's like, oh, I got big teeth.
Oh man.
Okay, so what about the third? The third and the final.
Well, between you and me, I'm not really supposed to tell people the third rule, otherwise everyone would be a great fighter. But just for the viewers who have subscribed to our Patreon,
Oh boy.
Patreon coming soon,
You've sat through the worst. Now you get the best.
I would say that the third most important thing is the element of surprise.
Ah!
I'm just kidding, that's not it. It's to
You really
always
had me.
it's to always have the numbers, so like never get ganged up on. Like
Oh, so you
like
you challenge.
if 5 guys run up on you, don't be in that situation. Like try to like soft reset.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing you challenge somebody to a street fight. You say we're gonna have some modern combat out in
We're gonna have
these
some
streets.
Mortal Kombat, not modern.
We're gonna have some Mortal Kombat out in these streets, and this guy, you've pissed him off. He's pissed you off. He shows up. He's got like a metal bat. He's a modern man. He's a mortal man, and you don't even show up. You like send 100 guys, and the guy in the front, he's got a leather, and it just says you lose, and they just kill him. They just beat the shit out of him. And you got the numbers in that situation, and
I think that's why fights are all about popularity. It's like how many people can you get in your gang? It's like it doesn't matter who they are. It's like just as long as you have more people. And that's why I always travel with a posse.
yeah, it's kind of like what's that show or book? It's called like
The Art of War.
Golden Boy. No,
Nope. Pony Boy. Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
Oh, me and the Greasers. Is that it? The Greasers?
Yeah, those are the good guys.
Yeah, and the Socias or Socks. One of those.
The Sox.
I was actually the star of the Outsiders play.
Oh, I was actually the anti-hero of the Outsiders play.
Oh, I was generic Soch number 4. What were you?
I don't think I was in that play.
Oh.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you weren't either. So that's actually a funny story about that play. So they needed extras for this play where it was the big like climactic fight between the Greasers and the Socias. So they told me and 4 other freshman guys to be the Socias. And then all the stars of that play were seniors. They were much bigger than us. So when we went out there to fight them,
Oh, you're the Rat Pack.
yeah, the audience audibly laughed. And it was supposed to be this super serious moment. And you're like,
Dude, that's the funniest part of the show, and they kill all the schoolboys. And all the Greasers, they get out their combs, and they're just like, fuck you, everybody laughs.
if I recall correctly, like Johnny or someone like dies. Like we're supposed to have killed someone and then run off. They win the fight, but like we hurt someone or something. Maybe that's not it.
I thought they like made somebody bleed out. Like I thought like they're at like a park, and there's like 2 guys, they're like, hey, you guys got greasy hair, and they just like they shiv him. Like,
Yeah, I think spoilers for the Outsiders, by the way. I think Johnny Boy dies at some point, and that's really sad because he's like the little brother of the group.
Well, he like broke his back later. It was like totally unrelated. I don't know. That whole book is like a wild train ride.
Yeah, it really is. And then Dallas dies. I think he like pulls out an empty gun on officers, so they shoot him to death. It's like death by a police officer or something.
Oh. Well, that happened way later.
Yeah, that was like Miss Gilliland spoiled that for us. Miss Gilliland is what we'll call my 9th grade reading teacher to preserve her real name.
Dude, you sound pretty bitter about that.
I mean, I was really into that book. Miss Gilliland was great, I think. I don't really remember. She was probably good. But yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't huge on it. Like, it was just there were parts where I really felt for the characters and it did really make me feel something. But the progression of the story felt like really unnatural to me. I don't know. Like,
yeah, they were
like hopping around and stuff. Like at one point they're living this like almost like normal school life where like there's like some gang violence involved, and the next moment they're like getting kids out of a burning building.
Yeah, they were just like wandering through like a farm or something, like a plains. Like and like it didn't help that like I always imagined Johnny Boy as Johnny from Ed, Edd and Eddy who always carried Plank around. So like I could never take his character seriously.
That can't possibly be the correlation that you made. You're like, I don't remember how he sounded. I just remember he was just
like this little weakling kid.
Balding kid. He's just like, oh, me and Plank want to play.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's this little beloved weirdo that all the other kids have taken in.
I think he kind of was, though. Like, Johnny was. And then
yeah, exactly.
That was why it was sad he died. Because he was, like, the runt of the litter.
Yeah.
So to speak.
So was Johnny from Ed, Edd and Eddy. Except for that one kid with, like, the braces that went around his head.
Oh, I don't even remember what his name is. But he had, like, Jimmy. Jimmy! You know, like, from Jimmy Neutron. But
not.
He had, like, the weirdest hair.
His hair was the same color as his skin. It just looked like a chicken.
It was shaped like a chicken.
Yeah.
He had chicken hair.
Yeah.
Like rooster-looking hair.
Rooster-looking hair, boy.
And I don't remember anything about him. I don't know. That show creeped me out a lot. It was kind of gross in a lot of ways for me.
Mr. Meaty will always be the grossest show, though.
Oh yeah, Mr. Meaty is your forbidden topic.
That's a sore subject for me. I think I had so many nightmares as a kid about those puppets and like the tapeworm episode. Disgusting.
Oh,
like, first of all, why is there a tapeworm episode?
Dude, like the little kids, they love gross stuff. Remember? I don't, because there wasn't anything that's really as gross as that, and that's why I never watched it.
Yeah.
Mr. Meaty did not affect me because I chose not to participate. I don't think I really had like a forbidden thing when I was little, like, or something I just like couldn't stand to watch. Remember? Did you ever watch the show Mighty Bee on Nick?
What?
The Mighty Bee. She was like.
Is that this Amy Poehler show?
Oh, it honestly might have been. That's crazy if she was on that. She was
like
the
Girl Scout.
Yeah, she's a super.
She was the Girl Scout. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Amy Poehler was the Girl Scout.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That show was strange, but I loved it for some reason. I don't remember why, but like I can't believe that she was Amy Poehler.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, who's this Amy Poehler girl doing ads for the show? I just want to watch the Mighty Bee. I mean, I can't remember really like feeling anything too special about that show, to be honest. Though I remember it though. I remember the theme song was really annoying.
Oh.
It was like bee bee bee.
That's
bee.
Yeah, my mom hated that theme song.
I hate that.
Every time it came on, and I don't. It was like it had this like nasty style of animation. Like every time. It was like they were like purposely using it to be gross. Like they would like show like throw up on screen and then like draw it with their animation style, and it was just horribly disgusting. And the bee was all about it. She was like, "Oh, I love whatever gross shit's happening right now.
Yeah,
I'm all about the eating your poop and farting badge right now." That's what I'm trying to get these days.
No.
My sister was in a Girl Scout troop, and it wasn't anything like that. It was It's a romanticized version of being a Girl Scout. You should really check into reality before you decide to be a Girl Scout. I found through watching other people.
I'd like you to explain that a little bit more.
Which sounds strange, I understand, but
Okay.
Ellen was a Girl Scout, and it was not like that. The Mighty Bee, it bastardized being a Girl Scout, really. I think Amy Poehler really missed the mark there. She really corrupted the image of what Girl Scouts should be. And
I think that's still being felt today.
Maybe.
Because aren't the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts trying to combine into one thing? Under the Boy Scouts?
Yeah. I think that ship has mostly sailed. I think they're allowed to now, which is totally fine. There's... It's kind of like just a label to me, I guess. Like, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, these are just like values that they're teaching. I mean, it's really nice being like an Eagle Scout or getting the golden, the whatever it is that the Girl Scouts get. I can't remember what it's called. Those are really like high accomplishments. But like you don't need to be those things to like get the values they're trying to instill.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it was all a farce. Like, oh, I'm so upset that the girls are joining the boys. Like, get over it, dude.
Like,
we desegregated back in 1950 something.
Sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's stupid to be mad about. If you're mad about that, that's stupid. I'm looking at you, Mike.
I think you're very stupid if you think that.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, we move on to a new topic now. Something that I wanted to talk about, a feeling that I experienced the other day. So I was going to the dining hall, Stokely Hall Dining Hall.
We'll call that to preserve its name.
That's what it's really called.
Well,
This is a place, not a person.
Nouns are all one big thing to me. I'm not good at nouns.
Much better than the other dining hall. I mean, it's just newer. They got the same stuff, but it's new. It's new. It's fresh. Everybody goes there for that reason, even though the food is nearly exactly the same. But I go there, and it was new and fresh this time. And I get to the drink machine after I've gotten my food from the buffet, and they have, of all things, they have High C Poppin' Pink Lemonade. And I'm like, holy crap. They got Poppin' Pink Lemonade up in here?
It's poppin'.
Now the day really is poppin'. And, like, I don't understand why, but it blew my mind, and it made my day when they had the Poppin' Pink Lemonade. I was so happy, and I was eating with my friends George and Romano, and to preserve their names, of course. And I was like, guys, they have the Poppin' Pink Lemonade. And Romano, he's like, oh, I already got the Poppin' Pink Lemonade. And I was like, what? And he's like, I mixed it with Sprite. And I tried that, and it was even better. So
This is phenomenal.
So this like it was a little thing that really just made my day explode. So my question to you is, it's like, if you go somewhere, and I guess like with places that have menus, or is like you go somewhere new, or you go to like a buffet style restaurant, or like somewhere you're not familiar with, and it's like, is there like a drink or a food where you're just like, holy crap, this is amazing. They have my jam here.
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, there are like certain things I like at like different types of restaurants. Like, I forget what they call it. Like, there's this thing at Chinese buffets that I like. It's like this like weird type of chicken. I forget what it's called. It's like
Orange chicken.
It's not orange chicken, but it's kind of like
the
that.
very exotic orange chicken.
Yes, orange chicken. When a Chinese buffet has orange chicken, I am beyond ecstatic. No, it's this weird.
Is it black pepper chicken?
No, it's like, I don't know, but I know the feeling at the very least.
I'll say when I like go to a place I haven't been to in a while, and I discover that they've gotten either the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine or the Pepsi version of that, like I lose my mind. Like, oh my gosh, a place that I already think is pretty good got Coca-Cola Freestyle. Now I have choices in my life again. Like now I can be a free man.
That's like, okay, every place has blue Powerade. Every place in the world has blue Powerade. If they don't have blue Powerade, they live in the Stone Age. And you can take that to the bank.
I wonder what is blue Powerade now. It's like one of the basic drink machine items.
It's one of the basic elements.
Okay, so you're saying it should always be a basic element?
No, but what I'm saying is, not every place has lime. Like, and on the freestyles do. And like, I'll get lime anything. Like, a lime, I do like lemonade with lime flavoring.
Oh, you heard of Sprite?
I don't like carbonated drinks.
Oh, I thought that would hit for sure. But continue.
Wow. You've been podcasting for too long to make that kind of mistake. No, I like anything with lime is just, it goes well with everything. It's
subliminal.
It's subliminal. Like, profits are up.
Just in a word.
In one word, profits are up.
Okay. I like the sound of that. So anything lime will do it for you.
Anything lime.
Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, when they have, I mean, the only times they ever have this with the Coca-Cola Freestyles, but it's like, they have Barks Root Beer. Barks Root Beer for one. If they have Barks Root Beer, it's already flying off the lid. Like, I'm already like riding on a Barks Root Beer tidal wave if they have it. But one step further than that, and this is only ever capable with the Freestyles, is the cream soda. The cream soda is it's the cream de la cream, to use a French term. It's amazing, but it always makes my, for lack of a better word, my tummy hurt a little bit afterwards because of the carbonation and whatever like crazy hot food that I get. Mm-hmm. But it is worth the slight inconvenience to my digestion.
Okay, what it came to mind while you were saying, but if I go to a place that has burgers and they have a fried egg burger, or like an egg burger of any kind, that's the money.
Why?
It's good.
Okay.
Like the egg and burger taste just like mashed together.
Can you describe it?
Imagine, I'd say, let me paint a tapestry, a mental tapestry.
Okay, because I'm not sold on this, nor can I reason in my own head why this would be good.
It's like, okay, how do you get your burgers cooked, first of all?
Okay, I get a medium most of the time.
Okay, like I think what I like about them is like the egg adds like the juiciness you get from like a medium rare burger, but you can still get the burger medium, and like it has a texture.
Okay, that's kind of
It's got juiciness and like I think the flavor of like the egg in the burger just like mix really well. I can't really describe it. It's like, let me just paint you a like. Imagine you're sitting on a desolate mountaintop.
Oh, it's like a mountain that I can see in front of me.
The very same.
Okay.
And you're sitting there, and an eagle comes and sits on a rock next to you. And you look over the eagle, but it's not an eagle anymore. It's a burger.
Where is this going?
In your mouth. That's where the burger's going.
Okay.
And you're thinking,
you reel me back in.
Wow, this burger's great, but it's just missing something. But then there's the eagle again, and it hands you an egg.
It doesn't lay the egg. It reaches out in a hand with opposable thumbs and says, "Here's an egg for you."
The eagle has a human hand
on his head.
That's ridiculous.
Just fun.
On its back.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it says, "Enjoy," and the egg comes out perfectly cooked. And you bite into it, and
you don't put it on the burger first?
No, you put it on the burger.
Oh, okay.
The egg comes out perfectly cooked on the burger, and you bite into it, and you're no longer on the desolate mountaintop. You're in hell.
Whoa.
But you're not burning, but everyone else is. That's the feeling I get.
That's shocking. I can't believe that you just told me that.
I told the world that, our millions of viewers.
Okay. I'm not sure I really like that analogy, but I guess I understand how good egg on burger is to you.
Except that, okay, I will say there's a risk to it because one time I bit into a fried egg burger, or no, it was just like a sunny side up egg burger. It wasn't fried, and I bit into it. I was sitting next to a girl who's wearing a white like cotton pullover.
Oh, when you sneezed on her.
And I bit into it, and the yolk shot out onto her sweater.
Gosh.
And long story short, she could never get that stain out, so she threw the shirt away.
When was that?
Last year.
Oh gosh. Poor girl. She really had egg on her face on that one.
That was on her sleeve.
Oh, okay.
But metaphorically, yes.
Provokingly speaking.
Proverbially.
So, you mentioned birds there for a minute.
Yes.
I want to use that as an opportunity to segue this wonderful topic involving egg hamburgers in hell into the final topic of today's episode. The new bird appearing in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Surfetched.
Yeah, he's super cool.
I would say he's like... One thing that I've thought is really interesting is like, I think these Pokemon look different than other Pokemon. Like, okay, the Zigzagoon, the Obstagoon thing, that doesn't look like I imagine Pokemon.
Well, I feel like it's very...
I feel like it transitions a little each generation.
Extremely stylized to look like something very specifically.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like these are like... I don't even know what like Surfetched is like supposed to look like really, but it looks extremely stylized.
He looks to me...
What type is it also? Is it fighting?
It's fighting. He turns into a fighting type. Like, this is a badass bird. He doesn't even need to be a bird anymore. He just beats the shit out of all of his prey.
I used to be a bird, but now I'm just a badass.
He's very, very redeeming for me, and I understand to a degree what you mean about like the stylizedness, but just Sword and Shield opinions in general, it's not looking good for me. But Surfetched was a very good step in the right direction.
So okay, you said it's not looking good for you, and you and I've talked about this off the air. We do talk off the air occasionally. About
Once in a while.
About what you're gonna do when that comes out. You're gonna buy it used. Is that your current opinion still?
Yes, of course it is.
Of course. I'm gonna buy it new. I don't care.
Why?
Because I demand it.
Okay.
I'm the mindless
that is your
consumer.
Power. That is your power as a consumer. I'll hand it to you on that one.
I just feel like the sales are gonna be low enough where my that's
the mindset.
That's the mindset.
You buy into it.
That's the mindset that keeps like.
It's the mindset that kept Blockbuster open.
But honestly, I don't really have that problem with the national decks.
Well, I understand. It's a fringe issue.
I just don't have that big of a problem.
If you know what's going on.
The thing to me that that makes me the most upset is Gigantamaxing.
Oh, dude, it's big mode. You can't go wrong with big mode.
Okay, for those of you who don't know Pokemon that well, in Generation 6 they added Mega Evolutions, which is like...
Mega Evolutions.
I don't even know who said that. I think that was God. But like, there are these like little modes like you can shift your Pokemon into that are super powerful, and they have these like really, really cool style like upgrades.
You get all these accessories. They got like blades and shit coming out of their forehead, and
yes,
giant wings and armor and extra drills and horns and...
Like, these Pokemon look insane. Like, Mewtwo had 2 forms, Charizard had 2 forms.
Mewtwo turned into, like, a burly wrestler and then, like, a psychic man. Like, they were awesome.
They were awesome. So, everyone was excited for when Generation 7 came out. It's like, oh, I wonder what new Mega Evolutions they're going to add. They went with Z moves. Which is just
okay.
Yeah. I'm not complaining about Z moves, but I wish they had gone with Mega Evolution still.
You know, I say they hit it in the second part. Honestly, when they added like the special ones, like the Kamawa one where he like got to do the dragon, like the dance dragon, not dragon dance, but where he's like clinging soul blaze, and he's like
Yeah.
And he did the super move. That was good.
I still prefer Mega Evolution because I feel like
of course most people do. There's
Whoa.
no way to go wrong with them.
It just feels like they're adding a gimmick every game now. It's like, oh. That old thing doesn't matter. This new thing, though. is the
Oh.
best.
Look at New Thing. New Thing, exciting.
And then this generation has the worst new thing yet. It's
Big Mode.
Big Mode. Thank you to our sound effects guy for that. It's Big Mode. They literally took the Pokemon sprites and said, let's make them big. Big, big, big.
Is EA Big up in here?
It's EA Big. It's just lazy. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I do feel a little bad like calling like their hard work lazy. I guess it's not so much like lazy in practice. It's lazy in the idea of it. Like,
it's not innovative. It's like Mega Evolution was innovative.
yeah, I can concede that they probably worked really hard on making Big Mode good, but I'm not happy with the idea to begin with. It's like having like a really, really like decked out like piece of crap car.
Okay, do you know that the subreddit's like awful taste but great execution?
No, but I'm familiar with the concept.
Okay, so it's like this one guy had a Mohawk that was dyed in honor of 9/11. It said like never forget on it. Like it was dyed really well, but it was a Mohawk that was a 9/11 memorial.
Oh gosh.
So
That's horrible.
That's horrible. But like that's
I don't know if I'd go as far as say Big Mode is as bad as that.
No. That's a
We may
hyperbolic
save
example.
The subreddit for those kinds of things, but Big Mode is a well invested poor idea. I'll say for sure.
Awful taste in just making things bigger, but great execution. They did a great job with making things bigger.
I hope so at least.
Yeah.
It seems like it works.
The game hasn't come out, so.
Very well. I'm nervous about the game. I want it to be good. I really do. I love Pokemon. That's one of my main things. Everybody knows this. I love Pokemon, and this one makes me nervous.
Mm.
What about you?
I just feel like this could be the death knell of the main ones.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Like I feel like Pokemon as a franchise will continue, but
Oh, I mean, of course it will. They have all this stuff going on. But
yeah, I mean, like wasn't Pikachu like the mascot for the Japanese national soccer team?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's huge. It is huge. There's no way it could go away. There's no way they can stop printing money with
It's
the
too
stuff
big
they
to
got
fail.
going on. That's true. They said that about a lot of really, really good things.
Only good things.
Okay, well, I think that Pokemon discussion it wraps things up for today. I think we had these are productive talks. We laughed, we cried, we shrieked.
We danced.
That as well, and I think we're gonna call it for this one. We'll see you next time on the Big Man on Campus.